Okay, we are here. So, what if I told you a national championship could disappear months after it was won? And it all starts with one eligibility ruling. Joey Aguilar just lost his fight with the NCAA, and now Indiana's perfect season could be caught in the crossfire. Welcome to the Nitro College Football Show. I'm Burl,
I'm Street.
and we're diving into the case that we've been talking about for weeks. I know it seems like it's never going away, but we finally have some closure on Joey Aguilar and his eligibility struggles. So tell us a little bit about it.
Well, for once, a local judge didn't think that a guy needed to play his 8th year of college football.
Finally.
So Joey Aguilar had his day in court, and he lost his injunction against the NCAA. The judge there in Knoxville, Chris Haggerty, who showed sympathy for Aguilar, but also during the case continued to pepper his lawyers with lots of questions. He wasn't persuaded that the ruling wouldn't impact a lot more than just Joey Aguilar. Joey Aguilar's counsel tried to say that this was all about Aguilar, that he was going to be hurt by not being able to play another year at Tennessee. He was going to lose out on millions of dollars, but this would not be a case that was going to impact lots of people down the road. And the judge didn't agree with that.
He said that finally a judge with some common sense, it seems like.
Right. He said that, other D1 athletes in a similar position might employ the same argument that Aguilar's making, and the impact could cause sweeping implications across and cause significant ambiguity and uncertainty regarding eligibility rules for the NCAA, which is true, which is what all of this is doing. All of this is causing ambiguity. And, for Aguilar, tough, but he's already, was going to the scouting combine. So good luck. Move on to the NFL. For Tennessee, you've got 2 former 5-star quarterbacks, on your roster. So you're going to have to develop one and move forward. Don't make it an excuse that your quarterback who was trying to get an 8th year eligibility is not there. You've got talent on your roster, so just move forward.
Yes, and finally, it seems like we finally have a scenario where the player is actually moving on from college football.
Yeah. And like I said, this was a big deal because Aguilar's argument was against JUCO years. Last time I checked, junior college is still college, right, bro?
Yep, that's what I asked you.
I threw it in there. So,
I love it.
So, if you're going to count college years, JUCO years should count. Now, there's been other rumblings, other eligibility arguments already coming out there. There was another one this week right after the Aguilar case came out of a player trying to challenge the NAIA years should not count towards their years. And NAIA is kind of in the similar boat as JUCO. I think they're actually under some kind of same rule set there, but it's not going to stop.
That was like the 57th.
57th.
Case?
And I think they said 12 of them have been successful so far. So it's not going to stop, but at least this sets the precedent that, hey, JUCO is out the window. There's no more Pavia rule. That was a temporary thing through the 2024-25 season. There's nothing else. That was a temporary thing that Pavia got, and so other players exploited that, but that's over with. And so hopefully this court case kind of puts the whole JUCO idea of those years not counting to bed, and we can move forward, at least with some kind of rule around it.
Yeah, I mean, at least there's that. Because if you're just going to say JUCO doesn't count, then you're going to have so many players just go into JUCO for a few years to beef up and then start their clock. I mean, that's the inevitable path.
Or they're going to get paid by teams that have entrenched starters to go to JUCO for a couple of years and sit and then be ready to come in and start immediately with money in hand. And you're going to end up with way more guys that are 25 years old still hanging around playing college football.
I kind of miss when in the 80s when you had like 21-year-olds looking like 40-year-old dudes.
But they were still 21.
But they're still 21
Now
smoking
you got
Marlboros.
25-year-old dudes looking like they're 18.
Exactly. It's like, man, these people aren't aging anymore. It's like, what happened? We used to be all haggard and whatnot.
TikTok.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Can't lose the girlish figure.
Hitting that TikTok shop, I guess.
Yep.
So how's this impact what's with Indiana and their national championship?
Yeah, so this is interesting. Now, the NCAA has just threatened, not means they're going to do it, but threatened to invoke what's called the Rule of Restitution against Indiana and a couple other universities. But the big one in this case is Indiana for the use of safety Lewis Moore, who started on the team on their national championship team this year. After suing for his eligibility in court, Moore played the entire season because the series of court rulings culminated in a temporary injunction that on September 24th kept him eligible for the rest of the season. Now, the NCAA never cleared Moore. Despite these court cases, they never said he's cleared to play. And so Indiana fielded a player all year long who was a starter on their team that was never cleared by the NCAA. Court cleared him, but the NCAA didn't. And in the NCAA rule book, bylaw 12.9.4.2 of the Division I manual states that if a player is ruled ineligible by the NCAA and is allowed to participate by a court order that is later voluntarily vacated, stayed, or reversed, which is what could happen in this case because his argument was about JUCO years, the board of directors is permitted to take action against that institution in the interest of restitution and fairness. What does that mean?
Sounds like Festivus.
Yeah. So
possible satisfaction.
Possible actions on that include vacating individual and team records and declaring the institution ineligible for NCAA championships in the sport in the season that the ineligible student athlete played. So under these rules, if this court case with Aguilar, ultimately, if they challenged this decision, these court cases, and they ultimately won, got it reversed, by NCAA rules, they could go after Indiana's national championship.
This is wild. I mean, this is a pretty big deal. And it's weird because, you know, the NCAA rule book, I swear it seems like it's as flimsy as the WWE rule book. This is like blank pages with some scribble on it.
Right. Ref's discretion, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. I mean, it seems so far-fetched that anything would happen to Indiana at this point, because how many other schools do you think have this same scenario playing out?
I don't know. I don't know what I know that there were players this year who definitely had similar cases who had JUCO years because of the Pavia situation. They fought to get eligible. I don't know what it impacts, but I think there are 3 schools at least that were named here as potential targets, but not as big as this, not as big as Indiana, the national champion. Now, the question though is would the NCAA want to even go after this? Because I don't think they do. As much as they want to get rules around, you know, what's eligible and what's not, the court case does that for them. But this is a situation with a player and a season that's already over. Indiana is a great story for the NCAA.
It really is. It really is.
It's the story of a program.
It's the story of college football right now, you know, in this age, this era. You know, it's not what it was even 3 years ago.
Right.
The days of the blue bloods is gone.
Right. And this is a story of an underdog, even though they're not an underdog anymore, losing its program in NCAA history that changed its fortunes and had a perfect season and won the national championship. And that's what as for competition and for what they preach, student competition, that's what they want. So to go after Indiana, what are you going to do? You're going to piss a lot of people off. And I don't think they have enough people mad at them, and they have enough trouble winning anything and getting anything enforced anyway. I think going after a case like this and trying to get restitution at the level that it's mentioning here, declaring a student eligible, they never do that. Now, the one thing they could do, I could see them doing, is going after this, but going after fines, because that's part of it too. They could potentially fine Indiana. I could see that happening.
Yeah, because, I mean, you look at this situation, and Indiana's not unique in the fact that they have players that have lawsuits going on against the NCAA.
Right.
And it's a weird era because you have the COVID year and then all these crazy things that have happened. So it would be a really bad look, in my opinion, for the NCAA to vacate any wins, especially a national championship, from a school like Indiana, who, like you said, I mean, it's the ultimate underdog story and, celebration of what the new college football world looks like.
Right.
I just don't, that would be a really bad look.
And to say that a team that went 16-0 and destroyed most everybody they played, they had a couple of close games, but for the most part, destroyed everybody, that one player is that much of an impact that they should lose their national title. That just screams wrong to me. Now, retroactively, they could do it. USC, they lost one of their national championships because of Reggie Bush, right? So retroactively, it could happen. Yeah. I think it's still the record book, though, right? They don't have that national championship. They gave Bush's Heisman back, but I think technically isn't the 04 national championship vacated? I don't know. Let me check. Anyway.
No, they have not.
Still vacated? Okay.
Still vacated.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, if you're a school like Indiana or a school like USC, they still claim, hey, we won the national championship that year. Like, you're not going to take it away.
Yeah. You still saw what happened on the field.
Right.
And
it's just like Michigan. Michigan and they're cheating. They hadn't taken away that national championship, and it was proven that they were doing something against the rules. Now, everybody might have been doing it, but so what? It was against the rules, right?
Yeah. And let's face it, it's not like it's a guy that was front and center on this team either.
He was a starter. It's a starting safety. Had like 80 tackles this year.
Still.
So well, yeah. I mean, it's not like he was nothing, though. He was a good player for them. Let's see. He had 45 solo tackles, 90 total tackles, 6 interceptions. I mean, that was a pretty good year. That would lead the SEC. That would lead the SEC in picks for dang sure.
All right, so. maybe. I mean, I'd never heard of him before, but
so.
But yeah, I don't see it happening. I'd actually hate to see that happen. Because these players, I mean, they're fighting for their best interest. Right. So it's hard to fault someone for that, even if it is contrary to what we really want to happen in college football.
Even if on this show we've talked about that we don't like guys staying for a million years.
We don't, but at the same time, understand it. Right. If you're going to make more money playing college football, then hell yeah, you're going to try to do that.
Right. Yeah. And like you said, I don't think it's worth punishing a great story that is Indiana, a program that's built itself in this new world, to take that from them. I don't see how that does anybody any good, really.
It does no good at all. But if you're enjoying the show, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps more college football fans find the show. We're here every week talking ball. And now we're going to talk some dogs, because we are Georgia Bulldogs out here. So ESPN loves releasing lists in the offseason. It is list season, which it'll be until, I guess, the first game of the season. And ESPN lists their top 100 quarterbacks of the 2000s. And there were some notable discrepancies if you are a Georgia fan.
Yeah. So, the top of the list is fine. They had Baker Mayfield at number 1, Cam Newton at number 2, Vince Young at number 3. Now, I do question Baker Mayfield at number 1. I mean, he won a Heisman, but he never won a national championship. So, and yeah, I know he was a walk-on. So if you're keep that in the back of your mind, it's a good story as a walk-on. But you have him ahead of Cam Newton, who had arguably, who carried an Auburn team to a national championship with an amazing season. Vince Young, I mean, my God, you know what Vince Young did. Where's Joe Burrow? Joe Burrow's at number 5. Why that season that Joe Burrow had was amazing and they won a national championship. So, but that's all nuts and bolts there, right? In the top 10. I mean, these are guys that won Heisman trophies and that were great players and obviously had the name value to go with it and probably went on to be high draft picks. But there's a couple of things that I question about this list. And number one, I question where they valued winning a national championship because 5 of the top 10 guys never won a national championship. So that's interesting.
I still want to talk about how having Baker Mayfield ahead of Cam Newton and Vince Young, that's insanity.
It's a little bit out there.
And honestly, and Tim, okay, I'll
in Tebow.
In Tebow. I mean, so that does lead into what you're talking about. They obviously, I mean, where did they value the national championships?
Yeah. I don't know. I think RG3 was in the top 10 and these are great players, fantastic players, but what is the value? What's the top quarterback if it's just on talent? I mean, Matt Stafford, we're going to talk about Georgia players.
I mean, they have Kyler Murray at 7.
Right. He won a Heisman. He didn't win anything in the playoffs. He wasn't even a start. He was only a starter at Oklahoma for 1 year. He was a backup to Baker Mayfield.
They have him ahead of Lamar Jackson.
Right. And at least Lamar Jackson won a Heisman Trophy at a program that, didn't really have that crazy history of being a top program. So the top of the list is kind of weird.
It is so weird. I mean, they've got Johnny Manziel at 13 and Colt McCoy at 12.
Right. Johnny Manziel was freaking amazing.
Colt
McCoy was nice, and he was a good starting quarterback for 4 years, and he's got stats there. But if you want to talk about Colt McCoy, I mean, we'll talk about it in a minute. You can talk about Aaron Murray. He's kind of the same guy, right?
Yeah.
Mariota on here. Yeah, he won a Heisman, but they lost in the playoffs. Are these stats guys? I just don't understand the reasoning behind this list. It doesn't seem to value national championships for everybody. It doesn't seem to value talent for everybody. Like if it was just the best based on talent, I mean, Matt Stafford is not on this list. I'll tell you first up. Does Matt Stafford deserve to be on the list? Probably not. But if you were just looking at talent, absolutely. He was a number 1 overall draft pick. He's going to be an NFL Hall of Famer.
It looks like it's mainly just stats. I mean,
yeah,
but like you said, Baker Mayfield being number 1 over freaking Cam Newton and Vince Young is that, I mean, that's a crime. That's a crime against college football right there.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Georgia guys that are in this list and how kind of ridiculous it is for one particular guy. And we'll start right there up front. That's Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett is on this list. Thank God. He is the only quarterback in the 2000s that won 2 national championships as a starter, mind you. The only one. Tim Tebow won 2, but he was a backup. In 2006, popular to people thinking back, Chris Leak was the starter on that team.
Yeah, and Chris Leak was awesome that year.
Yes. So to me, that number 1, that's a total joke. But then the argument always against Stetson, well, he wasn't that good. But what did he do on the field? He played in 4 college football playoff games. He was named the MVP in every single one. Okay. Well, he didn't win awards. He was a Heisman finalist. He won the Burlsworth Trophy. He went 29-3 as a starter. Statistically, if you look, and they have stats on here, especially his last year when Georgia went 15-0, his stats are comparable to all these guys that won Heisman trophies.
Absolutely, they are.
He had the stats. He was, he has the stats there. So you're going to tell me that you have Stetson Bennett at 44, but listen to some of these names that are ahead of Stetson Bennett. And I'm not talking about the guys at the top. Bo Nix is ahead of Stetson Bennett at number 30. Stetson Bennett beat Bo Nix head-to-head 3 times. The last time they played, Georgia won, what was it? 48-3?
Yeah, and Stetson made one of the most incredible plays of the season in that game.
Right. Okay, let's look at another guy on this list who is 10 spots ahead of Stetson Bennett at number 34. That's Justin Fields. What did Justin Fields ever win? He was a backup at Georgia. He had one good statistic year at Ohio State, but they didn't win anything. And then they only played 7 games in that COVID year. So he put up some great stats, but they didn't win a national championship. They didn't even win a conference championship, I don't think. So why is he 10 spots ahead of Stetson Bennett, who won 2 national championships? And oh, by the way, they weren't teammates. Oh, by the way, Stetson Bennett got the job because Justin Fields left. Okay. All right, here's two more.
Or Justin Fields left because Stetson was going to beat him.
Yeah. All right, here's
probably
two more.
Probably not.
Here's 2 more. The guys at number 22 and 21 is C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young. Last time I checked, Stetson Bennett beat both of the guys head-to-head in the playoffs. Did he not? He did.
He did. But
Bryce Young
also beat Stetson Bennett.
And in the regular season. But neither of those guys won a national championship. Stetson won 2. And then the joking one of it all is that, well, if you're going to value national championships and you're going to value good stats on a team that had a perfect season, they put Fernando Mendoza at 14. 14.
Which is kind of crazy.
Recency bias on that one.
It's some recency bias. And I just think about like 1 year of production. So other notable 1 year productions is going to be Cam Newton, Joe Burrow.
Though Cam Newton won a JUCO national championship in the year that he was away.
Yeah.
So that counts for something. And Cam Newton carried that Auburn team. Let's not forget that outside of Nick Fairley, they were not good on defense at all. And they were not a great offensive team without Cam Newton.
Yeah. Well, I would, and looking at this, I would actually argue that he's not high enough if we're to believe ESPN's rankings here.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It just seems so inconsistent, right?
Right.
But Stetson being down at 44, to me, the 2 national championships, I mean, to me.
Yeah, well, people are going to give him a knock because those teams were so good, which is insane because Joe Burrow was on just as talented of team, if not more talented than either of those Georgia national championship teams.
Right. Well, and are they giving the bump to Baker Mayfield at number 1 because he was a walk-on? What was Stetson Bennett?
He walked on.
Right. So, I just don't get it. I feel like they gave Baker Mayfield that more because he won a Heisman Trophy and he was a walk-on. Well, Stetson Bennett finished 4th in the Heisman Trophy, but won 2 natties. I mean, I don't know. But that's just me. So there are 2 other Georgia players that made the list. And once again, if this is about statistics, if you've got Bo Nix at 30, why the hell is Aaron Murray all the way down at 50?
Now, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Aaron Murray was 3 yards away from playing for a national championship on a tip ball. Aaron Murray set every SEC statistical passing record there is. If you look at all the rankings of guys, he's got more touchdown passes than all those guys. He's got 130 touchdown passes and more yards. He played on good teams. And he was incredibly valuable on his last year when half the dang team was hurt. He almost willed them to win games. But you can say, oh, he didn't win a national championship. He didn't win an SEC championship. Well, Does that matter? I don't know. And then the other Georgia player, the third Georgia quarterback on the list, is David Green. David Green comes in at 78. I'm fine with that. Though I must point out
that one actually makes sense.
But I must point out that if winning counts for something in this game, David Green left college as the winningest quarterback in NCAA history.
Yeah, and they do have Dylan Gabriel ranked pretty damn high.
And he played like 6 years. Greeny did it in 4.
Yeah.
They've got Gabriel ranked high. They've got Kellen Moore ranked higher. Kellen Moore broke David Green's record.
And Colt McCoy.
And like I mentioned, Colt McCoy. 4-year starter, was really good, but didn't win a national championship. They played for one. But Georgia, in 2002, Georgia arguably, without the stupid Florida game, could have played for a national championship. So, you know, ESPN's weird, and they always go for the flashy programs. And I know Georgia is not known as a quarterback flashy program. They just don't have that reputation. But the devaluement of Stetson Bennett just, you know, we did our top players, Georgia players of the 2000s. Stetson was our number one player. We value that. We value winning national championships. And so if you're going to value a player, to me, nothing as a quarterback, the most important position on the field, you don't win a national championship without a great quarterback. And to me, the only guy who won 2 national championships deserved better.
I agree. I'm still kind of salty about where Aaron Murray fell on this list at 50. I mean, let's just look at, okay. So we
go back. If you want to know anything about Aaron Murray, there's 2 games that Georgia lost in Aaron Murray's career that if Aaron Murray is on the field, Georgia gets blown out. One is the 2010 Auburn game where Georgia went up early and Cam Newton led them back. And the other is the 2013 Auburn game, the prayer at Jordan-Hare, where Aaron Murray on a 4th down took like 3 shots and got Georgia ahead. And if not for the idiots not being able to knock the ball down, Georgia probably would have won. But people forget that after that prayer play on 4th down, Georgia got the ball back and Murray took them all the way down to the 20.
Yeah.
I was on the 2013 team when Gurley got hurt, Marshall got hurt, Michael Bennett got hurt, Conley was in and out, Justin Scott Wesley was out for the year.
Yeah. So just looking through this list, I think the cutoff for me would be number 20. So Jaden Daniels is at number 20. And right after him is Bryce Young. I think Murray goes ahead of Bryce Young in terms of college production.
The only thing they would say there is that Bryce Young won a Heisman. That's the difference. And that's the same with Jaden Daniels. They would say that.
That's true.
Murray was never a Heisman finalist, but Stetson was. So,
Okay, so here's the line. 24, Caleb Williams, and then you have Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that because Dylan Gabriel, Phillip Rivers, Carson Palmer. I mean, hell, Carson Palmer should probably be ranked higher on this. I mean, he won a national championship and a Heisman.
He did win a national championship. He was the QB before. Leinart won their titles.
That's right.
Yeah. But Case Keenum's on here at 28. Case Keenum just threw in an offense where they just threw the ball every down and has billions of yards. Who cares? Why is Case Keenum on there? He should be on there statistically, but that's going to be better than Aaron Murray, a guy who threw the ball 60 times a game in an air raid offense. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of get Jalen Hurts. He was the SEC Offensive Player of the Year and won the SEC and a national championship.
Case Keenum's on there up in the 20s. Colt Brennan's at 49. Colt Brennan, God rest his soul.
That doesn't make sense.
To an undefeated season.
Yeah, if you're going to have Case Keenum where he's at, Colt Brennan should be right there too.
Absolutely.
Because they're the same player. It's like the Office meme. It's like this. Right. They're the same.
Look, two spots ahead of Aaron Murray. He's probably the biggest joke on this entire list. Colin Klein, quarterback at Kansas State.
Oh my God.
30 career touchdowns, 15 interceptions, and he ran the ball a bunch. Yeah, he was really good for them that year. those 2 years or whatever he was there, but they didn't win any. They didn't.
Wow.
Yeah,
30 touchdowns, 15 interceptions compared to 121 touchdowns and 41 interceptions.
Right. And Klein had 56 rushing touchdowns, but
56 rushing touchdowns.
Murray had 16. So Murray's total, there you add his rushing touchdown. He's at 137 touchdowns to 86. Anyway.
Landry Jones.
Landry Jones is on the list?
He's at 46.
Really?
Landry Jones, Mac Jones.
Jeez.
Wow, they got. I think they probably sorted this by alphabetical and went from there.
Man. Yep.
Oh man. What are we gonna do?
Yep.
Well, if you're a dog fan, you enjoy this show, hit that like button. It helps more dog fans find the show. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button at the bottom right. We're here every week talking dogs and whatever else comes to mind. Got anything else you want to talk about tonight?
You want to talk the transfer portal additions or save it?
Let's save it.
All right.
Short show tonight. We hit 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Good show, though. Did you watch the USA win the gold this morning?
I watched the first period, and then I was out hiking with Boy Scouts with my son, so I watched the beginning of it. There's one nothing when I left.
I picked up in the third period because I kind of slept in, and that was it was a rough watch in that third period because Canada was just doing nothing but taking shots on goal. They had like 30 shots on goal, but then we eventually get that, the gold medal goal, and I had like a national championship reaction moment there.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first gold for the U.S. in hockey since the '80 Miracle on Ice. So
yeah, I mean, me and my wife, like, we were running around the house yelling, chanting USA, USA. It was awesome. Yeah. Started blasting Freebird.
Yep. But now hockey can go back to the back of our mind.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I'm kind of interested to watch a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, the hockey guys, they're awesome.
Yeah.
No, it was good. Congratulations to USA hockey team. Way to bring home the gold. I think it was, first time U.S. has won gold in hockey since 80.
Right.
Miracle on Ice.
Yep.
It was pretty awesome.
46 years. Somebody said, hey, Georgia fans know what it's like to wait 40-something years for a championship.
Absolutely. You know what the weirdest thing about it was?
What's that?
They're handing out these like stuffed animal plushies after it's like they handed out all the medals first, and then they come back with these like stuffed animal plushies, and it was funny watching the Canadians get their plushies because they're just like, what the is this?
I think they've been doing that the whole Olympics, like for everything. Because I think they showed when the U.S. women won hockey, they showed the Canadian women getting it, and they did not look happy. So,
oh my gosh, it was awesome. I was cracking up because I was like squinting, zooming in, like what are they? What is that? But yeah, then after that, started blasting Freebird. It was awesome.
Yep. All right, well, that's all I got for this week. Till next time, I'm Street.
I'm Burl.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.